Cada cosa que logro a ustedes se la dedico, aunque a veces no me entiendan y hayan cosas que no explico. Ey.
Hello my fearless friends, welcome back to my channel. So you guys are actually watching this video the day that I filmed it. I'm gonna make this go live in the next couple of hours, but this is another talking video because I need to talk. So you know, this whole being in recovery thing has been really hard. And I just had a situation happen last week that really kind of derailed me there for a minute. I took like 3 consecutive days off from anything that had to do with content. I just worked and I watched movies. And you guys know that for a while there, I still feel like it's something that I'm trying to learn how to do, but I don't do well having days off. But last week I did do that just because, you know, I kind of had to let myself feel all of my emotions and stuff. So anyway, I am here to say that I've been kind of going through it. I'm not gonna cry because I feel like I've done enough of that for one, and I think I feel good. Like I feel like we're on the up and up. Is that how you say that right now? But there's still some like lingering emotions there and just some things obviously that I still need to resolve, and I'm just working on it every day. I've filmed, so the video that you guys watched before this, I filmed, it was like an hour worth of content, and I didn't like it. I don't know why, and it's crazy because I didn't even promote that video and it still has more views than the vlog before that I did promote. So you guys really showed up for me there and just kind of reminded me like to keep my head in the game, you know. And then yesterday I ended up filming like a whole update video and telling you guys what the incident was last week and like where I'm at with it now, because I had to, it was a topic that was talked through in therapy. But I don't know what it is. I think honestly I'm at a weird place. I don't want to say that I'm burnt out because I'm not burnt out, but more so like I feel I want to give you guys really good quality content, and my schedule right now just doesn't allow me to do that, you know. And I say this all the time and I feel like I probably sound pretty repetitive, but it's hard working a 9-to-5, picking up overtime whenever I can, seeing my friends, seeing my family, you know, taking care of the house, taking care of myself, and still being able to do this content. Because I want to give you guys good quality content, and then I go back and I play devil's advocate because some of my favorite people that I live to watch are people that'll take me on their day-to-day, and they don't have to have all of these bells and whistles and all of these things in their videos, you know. But that's how I like to edit. Like I want to show you guys and like try to make you laugh or whatever, give you some visuals to look at. And I feel like maybe my content isn't satisfying my own eyes, I guess. So I'm kind of like at a standstill because I do want to do YouTube. Like I know that for a fact. I just don't know how to move forward. I don't know if I should keep doing vlogs, if I should do sit down videos, if I should do all of it. And if I do all of it, how do I do it in a way that is organized and that you guys know what to expect? So actually, now that I'm talking to you guys, I think I'm gonna work on making an actual filming schedule, because the whole reason that I didn't do that before was because I just wanted to make sure that I stayed consistent. And I think at this point now, we're at a good consistent rate. You guys are getting at least 1 video a week. These last couple of weeks have been 1 video a week, but before it was as many videos as I can put out, you know? So I guess talking to you guys, I kind of gave myself a little bit of an answer as to how I want to move forward from here. And then also I wanted to tell you guys that the Guerreros podcast was supposed to go live today, but I didn't do that because I also want to up my game with the podcast. So I actually purchased a Rodecaster Pro, and if you guys know what that is, then you know it's gonna be a big step up for me with audio quality, and I'm able to record interviews through the phone now, so that's gonna give me a lot more reach to interview people on the podcast, which I'm really excited about. I have a couple of podcasts that I'm already thinking about recording that are outside of New Mexico, which will hopefully happen here soon. But honestly, I've just been thinking of ways to make all of my content better, and then also trying to stay sane with being in recovery and everything. I don't think that I gave you guys an update, because I know I did in the video that I had filmed before this one that you're watching, the one where I was wearing the front sweater. I gave you guys an update on like the pants and stuff, but since you guys aren't going to be seeing that footage, I'll tell you here now. So you guys know the whole thing with the jeans. I finally decided to order 2 pairs of jeans from American Eagle, and I ordered the same size that I remembered I was, because I was too scared to size up based off of like the measurements that I got that day. And so I got the jeans. One of the pairs did fit and the other one did not fit. And I had to do the whole try on after therapy, because it's a big deal for me. It's a big deal for me to even put on jeans, and it's also a big deal for me to have to size up, and I hate to say that. So I went to therapy, and she even asked me if I wanted to be on the phone with her while I tried on the pants, but I told her no. And then literally as soon as we hung up, I went to go get the package and I tried on the pants, and again, one of them fit, one of them did not. And I would be lying if I said that it didn't affect me when one of the pants didn't fit, but remembering that they're both the same size number and one of them didn't fit did kind of help bring me some sort of comfort, because I'm like, well, these pants are the same size that these pants are, so why does one fit better and why does one not fit better, you know? But also the pants that did fit me, they had them under like the curve category, so I know that those were meant so more for like my body type. But honestly guys, I've been wearing jeans a lot more. This is gonna sound like, I don't know if this is too much information, but I even asked Ricardo to like start touching me directly on the places that I would tell him to not touch me on, like my stomach, for example. Like as soon as he'd like try to grab me like on my lonjita or something, I would like swat his hand away. And I've deliberately been asking him to like touch me on those places because I want to get comfortable with them, you know? And I don't want to be ashamed of them anymore because it's just my body. So that's kind of where I've been with that. So yeah, I think that it's crazy because when I posted on Instagram about how you don't have to look a certain way to wear jeans, or you don't have to be a certain size, my DMs, guys, like my DMs got bombarded. I didn't know that there was so many women who felt the same way that I did, and it made me really sad because again, like I like to know that you have someone to confide in when you see my content and stuff, but also it hurts my feelings to know that there are people out there who are going through the same thing that I'm going through and who are having a hard time embracing their bodies. So I'm glad that I posted about it, but it's still something that like I'm struggling with. But I will have you know that after I tried on the pants and I kind of just like came to terms with the fact that, hey, you know what? My pant size are bigger. So what? Like they're just pants. I'm the same person. If anything, I'm a more emotionally evolved woman at this point because of all the work that I'm doing in therapy. And, you know, I'm still aiming to be healthy in whichever ways that I know how, and like unlearning all of these negative coping mechanisms that I learned along the way, you know? So I just remind myself of that, and I did end up returning the pants that didn't fit, and I ended up sizing up. And I don't know why, but that was so like empowering almost, because it was like a big fuck you to whatever voice is in here that's telling me that I'm not good enough because I had to get bigger pants, you know? And so I did that. I actually haven't even tried them on to see if they fit, but I'll let you guys know how that goes. Maybe I'll film that because that's a big thing that's going on in my life right now, you know? And then with that being said, I was like, okay, I think it's time to start looking at other places that I might need to size up. And if you guys remember, my first initial breakdown on camera was after I had put on one of my sports bras that was a little bit too tight. So I ended up buying a sports bra from Aerie, and I bought I bought a sports bra, a regular bra, and a bralette from Aerie, and I sized up in all of them. And oh my gosh, like I just feel so much better in wearing clothes that I fit into and not feeling tight and like constrained and like I'm spilling over, because it's almost like I can breathe, and like I wanted to breathe. It's almost like that feeling that you get when you're like sucking in your stomach and then you finally feel comfortable enough to just like let it go. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody knows what that feeling is like, and I think that the more that I practice this mentality that like it doesn't matter, and just because you do have to size up, that doesn't mean that you've somehow let yourself go, because I think that that's where that correlation happens, you know? The more I remind myself of that, the more I feel like I am almost rebelling against these beauty standards that I have made for myself in my own head, you know? And I just feel so much more free because I feel like I'm allowing myself to be myself and doing it unapologetically as best as I know how. And just like doing that in general, I think that that's helping me get closer to not caring what other people think, which in turn leads me to wanting to do so many things that I didn't want to do before, because I was like, I'm scared what I'll look like when I do that. I think I told you guys about how I would be scared about I would be scared about going to that like foam pit place to like jump in, what is it, Gravity Park, because I was scared of how I would look when I would jump. And there's so many things that I would miss out on because I was scared of how I would look. And I think slowly but surely that's not becoming the case anymore, because I really don't care or I'm starting to not care, you know? And it comes in waves. Again, like that's such a powerful quote to me, that it comes in waves, because it's true. One day I'll be feeling myself and my body, maybe not my, okay. Yeah, I guess some days I am feeling myself in my body, and some days I just can't even look at myself in the mirror. But I know that whatever feeling I'm feeling at that moment isn't permanent, so that's been making me feel better. And I forgot where I was going with this point, but I just don't want to hide anymore, and I mean that in every single way. And I think honestly, I'm also learning that if somebody does judge me for the body that I'm in and correlates my health to the body that I'm in, that's their problem, because I'm the one who knows that I can run, I can lift, I what I eat, you know, how much water I drink and how I sleep and what I prioritize to make myself feel healthy and to make sure that my quality of life is as best as it can be. And so again, it's bringing me so much freedom to get to this place, because it's almost like it's opening all of these new doors for me and reminding me like how many things I can do when I'm not worrying about other people's opinions, and just reminding myself that the only person that I need to impress and whose opinion I need to value is myself, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and it feels good. And today I feel good, and I feel I've been feeling so good that I encouraged myself to go back to the gym and try out some workouts at the Defined that I live close to. Also, sorry, because I'm not going to be editing any of this footage, so you're not going to get me cutting out any of this. But I ended up going back to the gym, and guys, the first day on my way over there, my stomach was churning so much. I felt like I was going to throw up. And then it was fine, you know? And I've gone 2 more times since then, so a total of 3 times at this point, and it's been fine every single time. And I feel even more confident now. I don't wear my hoodie anymore, which is like, you guys know, it's such a big deal because I don't feel like I need to hide anymore. That's the thing. Like, I used to wear my baseball cap or my hoodie because I just didn't want anybody to see me. And I think another aspect of that was that I didn't want to see anybody else, you know? And so that part I'm still working with because it's hard to go to the gym and like see all these beautiful women who are in smaller bodies and not compare yourself. But when I go now, right now I'm at a place where I don't even look at anybody else. Like, I can't do that because I know that it's going to trigger me to feel like I'm not enough, you know, and hopefully one day I won't be feeling this way, but I am right now. So right now I just go, I keep my head down. I don't find the need to have to hide anymore because, okay, this is what I was gonna say. Like, there's so many things that are adding up to me now, and all of this ties back to me not feeling like I'm good enough and caring too much about what people think. And so, like, making all of these connections and correlations, I know that the reason why I have so much gym anxiety and like social anxiety is because I don't feel worthy enough to be at the places that I'm at, or like for people to see me. I don't feel worthy enough to be seen. And so what I've been telling myself when I go to the gym is, you deserve to be here no matter what body you're in. Like, you've earned your spot here. Like, you are doing what you want to do because you're trying to get stronger, and you don't have to look a certain way to want to get better. You know what I mean? And I guess all of this is like tying to self-worth and like learning what self-worth is. And obviously I still have a long way to go, but I did want to tell you guys kind of where I'm at with that. So I guess that totally took like a whole, I can't even think anymore. What is it called? Like a detour, I guess, because we started talking about content and then I started to talk about everything else. But I don't know how to make these videos get past my editing eyes, you know, and get to you guys. Because I want to stay on schedule and I want to keep structure, but also it's kind of hard when I have so much other stuff going on. And yeah, I think that I'm getting closer to like self-acceptance. And I brought this up with my therapist too, because she asked me after last week's incident where I felt that I was at with body image. And I told her, you know what, like, I don't feel like I have had any progress with body image. Like, at this point, I'm just ignoring my body. I'm not really, like, feeling my body or feeling myself in my body, but I'm also not beating myself up for the way that I look, you know? And little did I know that is called body neutrality, and that's actually considered progress in my therapist's eyes. She told me, you know, that is huge progress because at least you're moving farther away from the other side of the scale where you're talking down on your body. So yeah, I guess I'm in like a body neutral place right now. And I do feel like I'm also in a place where I'm coming at my body from such a place of gratitude. Because, you know, if I wasn't healthy enough to lift weights, like, that's such a big therapy, and that's such a big way for me to feel another sort of therapy, is like lifting. And you guys know that I've been doing it for so long, it's kind of hard to just unlearn how I feel after a workout or after I'm able to lift 5 extra pounds during a heavy lift, you know? So there's just so many things that my body does for me that I almost forgot that it did for me because I was so hyper focused on how it looked. And so now I'm looking at a place of gratitude. And guys, I don't know, there's been like such a shift in my mind over like these last 7 months that I've been in therapy. I've actually wanted to tell you guys that I think I'm regaining my faith in the midst of recovery, because I don't know what it is. I just don't feel alone anymore. I don't feel like, you know, life has set out to get me and like give me and deal me the worst cards. I don't feel like that anymore. And I think I'm starting to believe that, you know, God has his best intentions for me. And it's so like awkward to say that because I've been a non-believer for so long, you know. But I'm grateful, because even if for whatever reason I find out, you know, that God isn't real, right now I feel like God has my back, and he's had my back during this whole recovery, because I've never told you guys this before. And I wasn't going to say anything until this very special video that I'm releasing on my birthday comes out. But before I reached out for help, I was at such a low point. Oh my god, maybe I am gonna cry in this video, but I hope not. I was at such a low point in such a dark place where I was on my bedroom floor, and Ricardo he was working, so I was alone, and I was just like in a really bad place, and I was crying, and I didn't know what to do anymore because I just didn't want to feel the way that I was feeling anymore. At that point, I had reached out to my manager, and I asked him if there was like some sort of leave of absence that I could take, because it had gotten so bad to the point where I couldn't even focus on my work anymore, and I would just bust out in tears in the middle of my work day because I was so depressed and I was so anxious, and I didn't know where it was coming from, and like all of these things. And I couldn't do it anymore. So I was crying on my bedroom floor, and I was just, it was the first time in a long time that I prayed, and I asked God, and I told him, God, if like, I basically asked God to take me or to guide me, because I didn't know what to do anymore. So, and I've never told that to anybody. I just told Ricardo about it the other day. So yeah, I guess I'm here to tell you guys that I think I'm starting to believe in God again, and I feel so like weird saying that out loud and like awkward, because I've been, again, a non-believer for so long, but I feel more safe right now. Whether it is a coping mechanism or not, I don't care, because it's making me feel better, and that's what I want, you know. And it's crazy too, because when I started therapy, a lot of the people that came into my life, like Cynthia, like Cele, and then like other Cynthia, and then Mireya, like all these girls that I started to get really close to, they are all believers. So I don't know, like I've been seeing so many like full circle moments happening around me lately. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess I don't know what the point of this video is, just to tell you guys how I've been and how things are going. But, you know, we're gonna get through it because we are fearless friends who are just doing the best that we can, and we have each other, you know, like that's one of the things that I really learned is like, no matter how alone I feel, somebody always shows up for me. And I'm so grateful for that because I don't think that everybody can say that, you know? So yeah, I guess that's it. I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know where to go from here, but just know that I'm in a much better place than I was this time last year. Just know that. And I just want to make sure that the videos that you guys see are something that are enjoyable and something that you guys want to watch. But I know there's a lot of you who just sit down to listen to me talk, and I think that that's beautiful. And I'm working on something that has to do with that also, but we'll talk about that some other day. So now that I told you guys that I'm wearing jeans, I am wearing clothes that fits me, that makes me feel good. I went back to the gym. I bought new equipment to make sure that the podcast gets better and that I believe in God. I think I'm gonna leave it here and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. I don't know when that is, but it will be no later than next Tuesday. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!